Well, here's the current challenge. Things don't always go the way you plan. I had the mechanical part of the bike ready for a startup. Threw a battery in it. Pushed the start button and I got nothing, even though I do have power going to the display up here. So as you can see, I've really taken apart most of the front end of the bike now, and I've disconnected the neutral light, which is right here. And you can see that on the neutral light I've attached a pin. Suggestion that was made by my friend Brian down at Ultimate Cycle in Hamilton, because you can use that pin to short out the circuit to see if you can make the neutral light come on. So I was able to make the neutral light come on by shorting out that circuit, or by completing the circuit, I guess you could say, by taking it and putting it to ground with the power on. So I thought, okay, well maybe that solved my problem. So I decided while that was grounded to try to start it again, and again I got no start. So basically I've got the clutch held in here, which, because there is a switch on the clutch that needs to be engaged before you can start the engine. That's part of the startup sequence. I haven't checked the starter button yet, but it was cleaned out, and when I push the starter button I get a dimming of the headlight, and so that seems to indicate that the starter button is working. I can start the starter by going across and shorting out the solenoid here, but I suspect there's a problem somewhere. I'm just about to check this thing out. I don't even know what this is. Probably some of you guys would know. I've got to go do some research to find out what this is. There's a lot of dirty connecting points on this particular piece of electronic, and it looks to me like the green wire with the yellow line in it, which I believe has to do with my neutral switch circuit, comes into this and then goes from there and actually comes down into the solenoid. That green wire there does have a yellow line in it. I think that's part of the neutral switch circuit. So I suspect that there's a good possibility that my neutral switch, which is actually found, surprisingly enough, it's not someplace where you're going to be able to find it easily. It's down in behind the oil cover, the oil filter cover there. I have to take off the front, the lower front of the engine, in order to get at the neutral switch, which at this point in time I think might be the culprit. I'm still trying to confirm that before I have to take it all apart. But yeah, I can't get a start up until all of those three conditions are met. Neutral switch has to be working. The switch here on the clutch, that's the switch right there. There's two electrical wires that go into it. I believe that that switch is working. I did confirm that. The neutral light, the starter button, all of those things have to be operating in order for the startup to take place. Right now, I think it's probably my neutral switch that is not working. More to come.